the FBI is closing in on the motive for this vicious massacre. Top of the list, the FBI is hunting for any ties between the killers in either ISIS or Al-Qaeda. Have they found any? Fox News Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge joins me. Catherine, have they found any?
Well, one of the central pieces of evidence that the FBI is looking at are these pipe bombs. The pipe bombs use components from these remote-controlled radio toy cars, and this is the signature of the group Al-Qaeda in Yemen and their online magazine Inspire, which is kind of like a lifestyle journal for would-be jihadists. It's everything from how to live your life, be respectful to your faith, and then also how to build bombs. So this is a data point that would lead us to Al-Qaeda.
All right. We're looking at the new DMV photo, by the way, of one of the killers, the man, and obviously.
Right.
Catherine, is there any indication that ISIS, even on social media or anything, has shown any support for this or contributed in any way?
Right. Well, this has been a classic situation where ISIS has been cheerleading for what has happened in California and sort of triumphing or reveling in the fact that so many Americans lost their lives, but significantly, there has been no claim of responsibility. Just further on Trace's point, we actually independently confirmed here at Fox that Syed Farook was in contact with individuals who were being investigated by the FBI on terrorism issues, but our understanding is that he had contact with this group after those FBI investigations had closed. It was very reminiscent, based on our reporting, of the situation in Boston. Remember, the elder Tsarnaev brother was looked at by the FBI, the case was closed, and then it was after that he went overseas and came back and did the attack.
I'll tell you what was peculiar. I was listening to a police scanner right after it broke yesterday afternoon, and I heard one person say, one police officer say to another, we have a tip, and they said the name was Syed. And I just sort of dismissed it, except that I told somebody in New York they're looking for someone named Syed. Never heard anything more. So they knew about this guy as a possibility very early on, unless there's more than one Syed.
Right. They had a tip from someone who was one of his co-workers who saw him and survived and identified the name. That's what went out over the scanner. The original name was not Syed Farook. There were two other names that were attached to it at that time.
All right. Money. Where did they get the money for this?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know where the money came from, but they had to have significant cash to buy the ammunition, get the weapons, and then to make these bombs. I want to emphasize the number of pipe bombs they found really speaks to someone who has experience with explosives and is good enough that they're not having accidents to get found out. So that's another important data point here. They're going to find out in the scrubbing of these electronics that are being brought to the FBI lab here in Quantico, Virginia. So the cells, the computers, the thumb drives, what their pattern was on the web. They're probably going to be able to pull up bank records from that as well.
All right. Well, we're just getting into Fox News a copy of their marriage certificate. They were married on August 4th, 2014.
Yeah, as soon as they met in Saudi Arabia, they were there for 9 days. They returned to the United States. They had 90 days to get married, and they made it official once they were here.
And of course, Saudi Arabia was a red flag for all of us. Anyway, Catherine, thank you.